What's up?
Hi, I'm Ran, and I love When Calls the Heart.
I'm Jax, and I like When Calls the Heart.
I'm Dan, and just kiss already, and this is the Deck the Hallmark Podcast.
Deck the Hallmark, it's his podcast.
Brandon and friends host this podcast. We hope you like this jolly podcast.
Well, Heidi ho there, everybody. Welcome back
Oh,
to another episode of Deck the Hallmark Watches When Calls the Heart. Hopefully
good
you're
stuff.
watching When Calls the Heart along with us on Philo, philo.tv/DTH. You can watch that show on demand anytime you want to, and then you can pop on over to the Deck the Hallmark part of Philo and watch our reviews with Jax, hello.
I'm so happy to be here with you guys.
I'm happy to be here
always
with
good
you.
to see you, Jax.
How's it going? How are you feeling about this week?
I mean, feeling good. We're trying something new tomorrow on the show, correct?
Yes, we
Which
are.
is going to be fun.
It's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, we're trying to launch something new, see how it goes. Got a fun.
Is it a secret, or can you tell me what it is?
What do you think? You want to tell her what
We'll
it
just
is?
say that it's called Dis List.
It's called the Dis List.
And you can just do what you want with it.
That's all you get.
You do what you want with it.
Um,
I'm intrigued.
maybe something When Calls the Heart related on Friday. You never know.
Who can say?
You never know.
Who can say? Jax, how
Maybe
are-
Lori Loughlin on the podcast. You know, who can say? There's no way that you would know. We don't know. You don't know.
grab your row.
That's right.
And
Roll on over.
She might do it.
And
she might just say
For
yes to you
all
guys.
I've heard about her, she'd be a great guest.
should be great.
She'd be unbelievable. All I hear is how great she is.
All I've heard is how great she is, and I met her briefly one time, and she was so kind.
And the Kevin McGarry story of her picking him up for his chemistry read. I don't know if you've heard that story, but they finally brought him in because he was doing that other show in Canada. And when they brought him in, the driver, something happened, and she literally drove over and picked him up to bring him to the lot for the chemistry read. Come on. Talk about a complete lack of ego and just willing to be a team player. Like, that's the best.
100%. Wait, what is Felicity Huffman's husband's name?
William H. Macy.
Yeah, I don't see him being villainized for what he did.
That's true. That's true.
He didn't know about it.
Yeah.
BS.
Yeah, come on. But ever since I heard that story, I've been like, she's got to be the best. High opinion of her.
Yeah.
And we'll get to hear more on Friday, maybe. You never know. You don't know.
Maybe.
You don't know.
Maybe.
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 I don't know.
Jax, anything new in your neck of the woods?
Not so much. My cat is really kind of bringing like extra joy to my life these days. We were rewatching clips when he was on the Kitten Bowl, and I was just like, boy, I love that guy.
How do you do on the Kitten Bowl?
How many points?
Oh, wait. Okay. Do you guys know that his team, Courageous Cougars, won the game, but he threw and caught the touchdown winning pass. That's the magic of TV
Wow.
and the Hallmark media editing team, I guess. But he managed to throw and
threw
catch it.
and caught the winning pass of the Kitten Bowl.
It didn't make a lick of sense, but that's what they showed on TV, and it was very exciting.
What do you know about that process? Were you there on set that day? Was it a high stress environment?
It was, I mean, the
Stop
kittens are so cute. Yes, I was there on set that day. I didn't actually get to see the game, but I got to meet the kittens behind the scenes, and that's when I fell in love with my cat, Artie. And I was like, I really want to take this one home.
They're
like,
so you
okay.
adopted Artie after the Kitten Bowl.
Yeah.
So you only like winners, is what you're saying.
That's
Okay, wait, no, to be fair,
You only
I
could have
didn't-
adopted one of the losing team's kittens. Oh, there's a whole gaggle of losers over there.
I didn't know he won.
And she's like, "Give me the winner."
I
Oh, you didn't.
didn't
you
know he won until they put it on
Who
TV.
threw and caught
also-
the pass? That's who I want.
Is there any cat here that threw and caught?
Yeah.
Give me it.
That's the only one.
Give me that.
Yeah, I don't like losers.
Has he hung it up? Like, does he not?
Oh yeah, he hung up his jersey 3 years
Wow.
ago. He just kind of lays his about these days. He does fetch things like a dog though, so that's fine.
Really?
Oh yeah, we talked about this. Remember, her cat's
Yeah.
like a dog, unlike
You guys
everybody
didn't
else.
You guys didn't believe
Yeah.
me, but I thought that I decided to work him into conversation this week so I could brag about him.
Hallmark didn't fight for the rights to the Kitten Bowl. Is that right? They've let that go.
Even more so, not only didn't fight for it, they were like, please take it, get it away. We're not doing it. I believe
I can't believe there's not just a full scrum for the kitten rights to the Kitten Bowl.
Wouldn't you know it? I think the other guy took it with him. So kudos.
Oh no.
Let's talk about When Calls the Heart, season 11, episode 5, which is called
Be There or Be Square.
Okay. Jax, do you know?
I don't know if I'm allowed to say what I want to say.
Oh my gosh. What could it
Is
possibly
it-
Give it a
be?
shot, see what happens.
Blue ball?
Ooh.
Because it felt like that for all of us.
It sure did. Yeah.
Everybody.
Stronger Together is the name of the episode.
Okay.
And it went a little something like this. Allie is talking to Nathan, and she's concerned that Elizabeth is going to break his heart again, which, fair. Nathan is like, it's going to be fine. Don't you worry. Toby is nervous about the test he's taken because math. And for those of you at home that are wondering, that's 3 straight weeks. This is 3
Actually,
straight.
I think Toby's been bothered with math for longer than that.
Really?
Yeah. I think they skipped a week where they didn't talk about him.
Okay. Well, at least 3 episodes this season where Toby's math problems have been a storyline. Lucas sees Elizabeth, and he comes to apologize for what happened with Jeanette. He says that we never actually were engaged despite what she wanted, and before any of that could happen, he realized that he didn't feel the way that she felt. Very similar to
It's interesting that you bring that up.
one Elizabeth
Yeah.
and
But he did that before they got engaged.
right.
Cool. Got it. He made that clear before he gave a ring and then met her kid and okay.
Became
got
a
it.
buddy.
Got it.
She says that it's quite okay and that she just really wants to be friends with him. Super cool. Naturally, Nathan is watching all this happen from afar, and Elizabeth's way of saying, I just want to be friends with you, is by rubbing Lucas's arm a lot, and wouldn't you know it, Nathan is like, what's going on there? Lucas then goes to find Gowan again and begs him to come and work for him, and Gowan once again says no. He's promised himself that he's going to be different from now on. Elizabeth goes to see Nathan, is confused why he's being distant today. He's just busy with paperwork, that's all. I'm sure it's nothing. Lee and Frickham work with Frickham's sister, and Benson Hills has a lot of demands in order for
Looking forward
her
to
to
this
say,
explanation.
hey, you can build it here, but here are a lot of things that I need done. A lot of it is like building stuff for them and whatnot. Hope Valley's going to have to build so much
Dump
stuff.
and a baseball diamond and
all this stuff. Joseph gets a letter in the mail from his brother asking for a visit, and Joseph says that the letter says that he got a letter from him and is looking for an apology. He throws the letter down and storms out. He says, over my dead body, I'm going to apologize. The kids are sad. They feel bad because they're the ones that sent that letter, so I feel like they kind of goofed. Bill and Rosemary, the dynamic duo, go to share a theory with Nathan that the angle of the shot proves that the shooter was close enough for Lucas to have seen his face.
Nathan.
Yeah. In the classroom, Elizabeth says, we have a special guest today. Straight from teacher school.
Anna?
It's Anna!
Yeah!
And we all know it, but
We
Jax,
missed her.
Jax,
We
give us that
missed her.
quick rundown. Who's Anna?
Right. So wasn't she Elizabeth's favorite student who didn't think she could be a teacher, but then now she's gone off to teacher's college and she's going to come in to save the day as the student teacher, getting her hours in?
As good
Could be.
as I could have imagined
But
it.
we knew that.
We knew it,
too.
but you describing it made
It was hard. It was hard to recognize her with the big hat.
Crazy hat. Her hat was insane.
Yeah.
Apparently, Frickham is the mayor. Again, we all knew that.
We all
Jax,
knew that.
you knew that.
We all
too.
knew Hickam was the mayor.
Yeah, totally.
And
totally.
doesn't want to do it anymore because he doesn't want to deal with it. He doesn't like the tension and feels like sister's just bullying me over and all this stuff. And so Bill and Lucas are like, well, Lee, you don't got anything going on. You should be mayor.
Of course.
And they basically make it so. So that's fun. That's the fun thing about Hope Valley. Until the next election, he will be the mayor. He goes to tell Rosemary, and she's Soup's supportive, actually, despite earlier in the season complaining about not having enough time together.
That's right.
The
mayor's you let the assistant mayor do it, really. Yeah.
Lee goes to get some advice Gowan goes to get some advice from Joseph, and he explains that he wants to do business again, but doesn't like the person that he becomes when he's in business, and Joseph tells him that he's wiser now. Maybe it's time for him to give it a shot.
YM hates who I've been.
That's exactly right. You're like, okay. Matty T. So when he hears them talking at the bar about what to do with Benson Hill and how to get it all squared away, he says, I have an idea. Nathan continues to ignore Elizabeth, and it's really bothering her. So when the opportunity presents itself to play darts with Lucas, Nathan takes it, and Lucas explains what he and Elizabeth were talking about that day, and now Nathan just feels silly. The kids come clean to Joseph about writing a letter, and he tells them that it's okay, and they probably did the right thing. Opal, who is still in school, shows Elizabeth a picture that she drew of how she imagines the resort and agrees to show it to Lucas. Mike, Lee, Henry, Lucas. They meet with Mayor Frickham, the other Mayor Frickham. And Frickham is like, hey, I got some news for you. And she's like, no news now, sir. Brother, let's get straight to business. And Henry tells her, we're going to meet all of your demands, but we're going to have to merge towns so that it's mutually beneficial. And she thinks that this is a good idea, thinking, obviously, that she's going to continue to bully her brother into doing the things.
They're going to be co-mayors.
They're going to be co-mayors.
Until the next election.
That's exactly right. And you might be wondering, how will co-mayors work in regards to the new resort? Well, as long as one mayor thinks it's a good idea,
they'll do it.
They'll do it.
That's how it goes.
That's how it
with
goes.
Town merging.
Yeah, that makes sense.
In her mind, she's like, I can get my brother over to my side. I'll bully him into it. And so right before she leaves, they go, hey, we've got some news. Your brother's not the mayor anymore. It's Lee. Good luck there. Nathan stops to talk to Elizabeth, and he tells Elizabeth that he owes her an apology because he's been a real doofus. And they start to talk, and you could he's like, what's going on here between the two of us? And before they can really dive into that, we find out that there is a very important meeting going on between the important people in the town that can talk on the show. They all discuss the merging of the towns, and they agree, even though it's something that they had already done. I guess they really were hoping that they would all agree. Lucas and Elizabeth have another
You're
conversation.
Not doing anything else there? Nothing else there.
No.
It's got to be unanimous.
Yeah.
School.
Doesn't matter.
Report to the
Whatever.
board.
We're all
Okay.
good.
All right,
Everybody's on board.
Great.
Doesn't matter.
Lucas Is everybody on board?
Yeah.
They are? They all agree to do it?
Yeah.
I didn't get that from that.
Really?
Did they all agree to do it, Jax?
No, but we know that Elizabeth rules everything, so it was like,
yeah,
okay,
people
I guess
are reluctant,
okay
but
with
nobody's like, no, over my dead body.
But they didn't vote yet.
No.
It's got to be unanimous. Okay, got it.
So Lucas and Elizabeth have another conversation when she hands him the picture of the drawing that Opal made, and he says, hey, promise me this. If you ever have the opportunity to be truly happy, you'll take it. And she says, okay. Bill and Rosemary come in to Lucas's office, and he begins to remember some info about the shooting, like getting some flashes of
dating
what
Rachel
happened.
McAdams and the whole thing.
And so he's like, I remember, this and that, but I can't give a face. Can't give it. There was a struggle for the gun, but I can't give you a face. Nathan. The episode ends with Elizabeth going to talk to Nathan. They're going to finish the conversation that they had about, hey, what's going on between the two of us? And she says, hey, Nathan, friends don't look at each other the way that we look at each other. Good night. And she walks away, and that, my friends, was When Calls the Heart, Season 11, Episode 5, Stronger Together. Let's take a quick break. We'll come back. We'll break this episode down here on Deck the Hallmark. Welcome back, everybody.
Oh, boy. What a time to be alive.
It's time for the hot take part of the show, where we share exactly how we felt about this episode 5 of season 11 of this program. Let's start with Jax. Jax, what'd you think of Stronger Together?
So you know how when you engage with a piece of material, be it a book or a TV show or movie, and you love it so much, and you're like, no notes?
Yes.
That was not the case for this episode.
I was about to say,
However,
Jax, we gotta have a sidebar, like a quick sidebar.
you're worried
Yeah.
about me if that's the case. While I do have things to say that like weren't hitting for me, I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. When Rosemary and Bill saying we're a team, we certainly are. The mystery feels, the section with Lucas, like for me, that's worth the price of admission. I am having a great time. For those moments in time, I'm pretending exactly what we've been talking about is them being in a mystery series together. So that is fun for me. I'm also really vibing with Frickham's sister. She's over the top. She's hilarious. When she was getting the massage in the chair, it was like borderline inappropriate, the things that she was doing with her face and the sound she was making, but I was here for it. I'm really enjoying myself. I do think, and I think that most people can agree with this, whether you're, Team Nathan, Team Lucas, like don't really care either way. It is having another misunderstanding of Nathan looking at them and getting all like upset by it, and then he and Elizabeth just missing each other. I was literally like screaming, I can't do this again. So I hope that we're done with that. I pray that we're done with that. We'll just have to see next week what happens.
I'm pretty peeved right now, to be honest with you, because last week I said I think we'll get a kiss this episode, and everything in this episode was pointing to this episode's going to end with a kiss, because we had a situation where it's like, what are we to each other? And then they weren't able to finish that conversation. You're like, it's all leading to them kissing at the end of this episode. And not only does it not end with a kiss, it ends with one of the dumbest conversations, if you could even call it that I've seen on this show so far.
That's impressive.
Do you want to know one way in which you can tell this person that you've known for many years and have been crushing on for a long time that two people don't look at each other the way that they do if they're just friends? You just kiss. You just do it.
That's exactly
and
right.
I don't know what we're waiting for. I don't know who's happy with this, because if you're Team Nathan, which I don't even really know what that even means anymore, because there are no teams. But if you're Team Nathan and you're watching this episode, I guarantee you no one is satisfied with anything other than a kiss at this point. And so to be like, hey, I think we like each other. No freaking duh, you like each other. What are you doing? I thought we already knew that. I thought that's what we've been doing all season. And so to get to this thing where it's like, hey, I think I might like you. How old are you? Just kiss. Just do the thing. We've been working so hard. I've been putting in the hours, guys. I've been watching the show, and I thought finally we were going to get the thing that we all thought we were going to get this episode, and no. And so you're right. Blue Balls is exactly right. Not just Nathan, it's all of us. All of us at this point feel pent up aggression and energy because we've all been saying they should kiss. And we get an episode where they're building up to where there's going to be a kiss. And what do we get? I like you. Oh my gosh. What are you doing? Why are we doing this? And not just that, I will just say the idea of these two towns merging is insane.
It's insane.
It's ridiculous. Yeah. But if somehow it puts us out of our misery and the show ends, because, hey, everybody, we got a new teacher in here. There's no reason to continue this. Then it will all have been worth it, because at this point I've reached the end of my rope. I've snapped, and all the forward momentum that I felt like we had going into this episode, I feel worse than I ever have. I'm mad. I'm frustrated.
I
just get it over with.
Half of your anger is the fact that you know if they've not kissed by now, they're not getting married at the end of the season.
Yeah, man.
It's
yeah,
not
man.
happening.
I felt like we were going in the right direction. And then to find out that we're just at the part of the relationship where they say they like each other? Oh my, how old are you?
That actually,
it's almost like what I called and said the kiss will be in the penultimate episode. It's almost like that's what's going to happen.
I said kiss in episode 5, so I was pretty disappointed. I need to be very clear. I learned this on Twitter, and I don't remember who said it. Someone that I follow on Twitter said this. It may have been Caroline or Rachel or someone from the Hallmark
Houlihan.
And I read it on Twitter, and I didn't believe it, and I had to think for a second, and now I'm just depressed. Kevin McGarry's character Nathan and Aaron Krako's character Elizabeth on the show Wind Calls the Heart have never kissed. Have never kissed. Never. They are both almost 40-year-old adults. That is, they've not kissed, even by the very conservative Hope Valley, I kiss dating goodbye courtship standards. They would have kissed by now. Multiple different the fact, guys, Hickam and Maysu have kissed. Hickam and Maysu, who have been together for a day, a week, a month, an apple.
Months,
I don't know.
They just celebrated their 5-month anniversary.
5 months. They kissed after 5 months. It has been literal years, half a decade. Who you fooling? Who you fooling, Wind Calls the Heart? What are you doing? This is dumb. It's insulting to viewers. It's not intelligent, and it is beneath the very low bar that you have set for yourself.
Were there people that if they kissed at the end of this episode were going to go like, well, that happened fast? No,
you know what I think? You know what I think they could have done to like save it, like save the big kiss and still do it? She tells him this. She takes her hand. She sensually puts it on his one cheek, looks at him, kisses him on the other cheek, and walks away. That way you're saving the big kiss, but you're having some sort of like sensual thing. I cannot believe they didn't give us anything and she walked away.
What was that? Hey, we don't, two friends don't look at each other the way that we do. Good night. What was that? How did that happen?
I couldn't believe it. On top of that, we have a few other things going on that ever just make less sense than that, which is the towns merging. We'll get into it. If you had a murder board, you couldn't figure that one out. It doesn't make a bit of sense. None of it. There's a verbal agreement at one point, and then we find out that 11 random people in Hope Valley have to vote. We'll get to it. It doesn't make any sense. Lucas was close enough to see the shooter in their eyes. Now, I know that Wind Calls the Heart, in its completely ham-fisted, disheveled way, the guy that's going to be the killer, I think, is his assistant. I think he wasn't in this episode on purpose, so you forget about him when they revealed that he grabbed the gun, and then at the end, we're going to find out it was him. But I will tell you this. His motivation, that guy with the mustache who was the tourist and before then worked for the old mayor, his motivation to kill Lucas makes less sense than Nathan's does. And I'm currently on Team Nathan shot Lucas. That's the team I'm on. Team Nathan shot Lucas, and it makes a ton of sense.
It's all the sense in the world.
And if they do it, the show is saved. And if they don't, then it's everything I feared. And having said all that, the two scenes where Bill and Rosemary are solving cases, it's probably 4 minutes of this episode. My heart soared, and the other 36 minutes, I wanted it to be over so badly. I was doing math like Toby, trying to figure out how much longer we had in the episode. Yeah, bad. Back to you, Brant.
It's time for all the feels. We're talking about when this episode gave us feels. Jax?
So I had some fashion feels. Allie's bag at the beginning of the episode, it's like one of those crossbody bags. It's adorable. I thought she was so cute.
Yeah.
Huge in the 20s. I thought just a little bit. Elizabeth was giving Dan what he wanted before with Toby when she's saying, don't try to answer the problem like anyone else. That is at least tapping a little bit into the we all can't do things the same way. And then finally, when Maysu says, I'm not sure pitting Mike and Maisie against each other is going to achieve the outcome you want, I had fun feminist feels. I was just like, this woman is like the voice of reason. She's offering it in a very like calm, collected way. And like everyone else in the room with her is acting idiotic.
All the guys. Yeah.
Yeah. And not because they're guys. They just so happen to be guys.
That's why I'm going to skip Brand. That's my feels too. I'm Team Maisie in this whole Benson Hills thing.
Yeah.
I think what she's doing is 4D chess. At least I thought it was until we realized if they just say they'll give her everything and then merge the towns under a co-mayor verbal agreement, we need to talk it over with our dirty dozen. I lost it there. We'll get there. But at the time, Maisie and this is in this room, and we have the best male minds of Hope Valley. All of them. This brain trust of masculinity over here who's like, what if we did this? What if we gave her everything she wanted? Maybe she'll notice us then. And she's just over there just dealing with them. And I loved that. I thought it was great. And until they went and they totally ruined it, I thought that was a fun part of this episode.
I mean, I think it's pretty clear that I'm pretty distraught right now. And it's just that like I don't like myself like this. Like I don't like not liking something. I don't like being frustrated. And I was so close to being like I'm so ready to be rooting for Elizabeth and Nathan. And to be like,
I don't know how you can.
And I just felt like we were finally going to get there. And so now I'm just like sad. Like I don't like myself, and I don't think anyone else likes me. And so I just want to say I'm sorry.
I love you no matter who you are.
Yeah. And I just want to.
Yeah, I kind of love seeing the side of you that's all fired up, Brand.
I just want to love things. I love Hallmark movies. I love Hallmark Christmas movies, you know?
Here we
That's
are.
How it all started.
You know
That's how it all started.
Here we are in May in
hit
season
side
11.
by side with this Brand. If you love something so deeply, the only way to love something so deeply is to have, that's the light side there. And then your shadow is when it doesn't meet those expectations, then you're frustrated and you couldn't have one without
a really
the other.
big shadow. A really big shadow.
Really big shadow.
No, girl, what?
Whoa.
How dare you?
It's because you have so much light. You have a really big shadow then.
Why'd you call me fat?
Literally anyone on the planet, if the light hits them at the right angle, can have a long shadow. Literally anyone.
Long. You didn't say long.
Big. Whatever.
I know I have a long shadow. Weird torso. Like we all know that.
That would have been worse.
Let's get to the wait
worse.
what's. We're talking about what in this episode made us go, wait, what? Jax, anything?
Yeah, I have two little things, but then I think I'm gonna the two of you will cover a lot of the messes that we have here. Something that Sheila told me, which she's not listening in real time, so she can't correct me on this. She said that she heard or somewhere was confirmed that the shooter has not appeared in an episode this season.
If that is true, then this show is worse than I somehow think it is. Because he looks at the shooter and goes, you. Just
okay.
like
All right,
that.
let's have some fun. It's Abigail.
Mm-hmm.
Time out. Has not appeared this season or at all?
This season. Sorry,
yeah,
this
that's
season.
how
This
it-
season.
I thought you were saying has not appeared at all.
Like, so let's talk it through.
Yeah.
It's Abigail. She feels like Elizabeth made a mistake. This is her way of righting her wrong. We know that, she's fine doing crimes. And so, I don't know. I'm just throwing out possibilities here.
She gave a lot of money to the other guy.
Yeah,
she gave
and
like $300,000 to the other guy,
If-
hoping to win.
Is it any coincidence that the guy who murdered an entire town's men and a woman got to knock at the door?
I know.
Gowan. I don't know. I'm just throwing out ideas.
I
I
know
hear
we're all
that.
Team Daddy Gowan, but what if Gowan was the shooter?
Well, Gowan's appeared this season.
Gowan has appeared this season. I still hate the fact that the creators would give that up.
Yeah, that's an interesting thing to give up.
I just don't know who it could be and it be a great twist or make sense. Like it has to make sense.
What about
Ghost Jack? Ghost Jack makes a lot of sense here, Brand.
Phenomenal. It would be
Ghost
phenomenal.
Jack shooting because he's gonna Ooh, yeah. And then Ghost Jack's coming for Nathan.
What about Jack's brother? What about Jack's brother? There could be some.
Why? I mean, I guess. And they're introducing him later this season. I saw
they?
that. Yes. Jack's brothers. So that would be terrible, in my opinion. Like what? He's already broken up. He wins governor, and what? Why? What's the motivation?
Like maybe he just didn't. Maybe he doesn't have all the info.
Doesn't have the deets.
Yeah, I don't think everyone would know they were broken up. Yeah.
So like, hey. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe he somehow feels like this is besmirching the good name of Jack Thornton. Thornton.
And maybe I completely misunderstood that information. But that's at least what I thought I understood, and I can't riddle my way through that.
No.
That's interesting.
No.
So so really quick, is your weight what something that Sheila told you? Yeah. Okay, I just wanted to make sure.
This is Jack's.
And my other one was, and this is Dan's alluded to this already. The way time seems to pass differently when watching this show. I enjoyed this episode. I was enjoying it, and literally 4 times, I was like, "Okay, that's the ending," and then I was like, "Oh, there's more. Oh, there's more," and it just seemed to pass. It passes in a different way, even when I'm enjoying it.
You're the best. Jacklyn Collier is the best human being on the planet. Guys, I'm not doing a bit. There is no one. If we did a best person award, she's such a great person. I just don't even know if I ever found out anything bad about Jax.
I asked Jax, what in this episode
I would
did you
curl up
go?
and cry in a puddle.
I think there's a few people that would, disagree, but I'm happy that you guys.
Jax, what made you made you go wait while watching this episode? Well, one is something that my friend
Sheila
told me,
and the other is
time's weird, huh?
When the show gets slow, I enjoy it in a different way. Oh my God,
time's weird, huh?
You're one of these people that doesn't like someone's outfit and goes, "You know what I love about that shirt?" That's who you are. And it's all sincere. You're not doing a bit. You're not running for office. You're just kind. And you just are empathetic.
What if she was running for office?
Oh, man. If she was.
No, I could never do justice to the roles that now apparently we have Hickam, now we have Lee who's taking it on. Like, again, what is happening?
You would be better than both of them.
None of them ran either. And so,
that's true.
Who cares?
Yeah. That is true.
I have a couple. One, there's a scene at the beginning of this episode where Lee goes to talk to Gowan in a field of baby trees. And I don't know where this scene takes place. I've never seen this field of baby trees before.
It is new.
And I think what's fun about this is I just keep, whenever I think I got a grasp on what Hope Valley is or looks like, they throw me a curveball. And they introduce a field of baby trees that I've never seen before. And is this his personal project? I don't really know what he's been doing. I know he's been building stages and other random things. Has he on the side? Did he find a field and go, let's fill it with trees?
And it's right by the church school.
Yeah,
and we just pan right over and we see these rows of trees. And Brandon and I look at each other and we didn't have to say a word. We were just like, where did this come from?
What's going on there? What happened there? I love it. It's great.
Somebody in the chat says, isn't there a community garden? And yes, there is. There were a few raised garden beds. This is like from one of the olive oil movies we saw in the autumn. This is like
I like it though.
Rows and rows of trees.
Gosh,
it's crazy.
He's so cool.
Yeah.
He's so cool because he looks awesome in gardener garb, and I think we'd all agree with his cute little conductor hat. But like when he gets back into business Gowan garb, forget about guy's insane. The guy is insane, and I think we would all agree. In the best insane in the best way is what I mean. I love, speaking of Gowan, he's at this the bar and he's overhearing the conversation and he says, "I've got an idea. Let's talk tomorrow." And he walks out. Where do you have to go? Where do you have to go?
Just
tell him
it's too good for now.
I'll tell you tomorrow. I'll tell you I got to get back to my baby trees that I've been working on.
That's right.
And number 3 is I hate it. Dan, that's just that was the end of the episode. What is it? I
should have put this in the feels, but I didn't want us to get on a sidetrack of a phone call. I got Cody Frizz feels when they were talking about the rules of the merging towns. It was like Cody Cody Frizz describing one of his ultimate frisbee tournaments.
Hey, what's up, Dan? How you doing, buddy?
No, I didn't want it.
Hey,
I
man.
didn't want it.
Doing great.
Cody, how you doing, buddy?
Doing great, man.
Now, for those of you who just listen to Win Calls Harbors, Cody Frizz is in jail.
I sure am.
And he still coordinates, and I have this written down, most of the ultimate frisbee regional and national tournaments of the Mid-Atlantic.
That's right.
What does that mean?
It means like if you can see it, if you can feel it with your bones,
Yeah.
you'll get there.
And so you use our platform in your one call a day to get your announcements.
I listen live, and when I hear my name called upon, I call in. Yes, sir.
So you have anything you need to tell us about?
Not a ton going on.
Okay,
May's
good.
not a big month for Ultimate Frisbee. If you can believe it.
Seems
Yeah.
like it'd be a really good one.
It actually is a low month.
Really?
Yeah.
So no tournaments?
No, we have a lot.
Okay. Any that we need to know about right now before I hang up?
May 14th is going to be May Frizz time.
May Frizz time.
Yeah.
Okay.
Down on Old Nellers?
Yes, I
Old
do know.
Nellers in
I think we've had a tournament
in
there before.
Lemontown.
Yes.
We're having everybody who can come on out. We're going to have a good time.
What are the rules for May Frizz time?
It's 6 versus 6, double or nothing, 2 against them.
All right. I was with you until 2 against him. 6 versus 6, double or nothing. You got to win twice.
It's the man.
2 against him. What is that part?
That means double or nothing until it's not anymore. Double against them.
Great. All right. Thank you, Cody. Anything else for the good of us all?
That's it.
Okay. Thanks, Cody. So they are in this
Send money.
meeting. Thank you, buddy. Yes, send money. They are in this meeting with Maisie. And she is asking for all this stuff. Then we find out she's asking for all this stuff because she doesn't actually want the resort, and she thinks they'll say no. And then her people do want the resort, and she's going to make it Hope Valley's idea to say no. And that means she gets what she wants, and her people think it's Hope Valley. And they get mad.
Everybody gets what they want.
Aside from the people of Benson Hills and Hope Valley that both want this resort to happen. Now, their idea to combat this is, first of all, we'll tell her we'll give her everything. Okay, Maisie wins big there. She's the hero. They're going to literally build a statue of her. She's the Knox White of Benson Hills. She gets everything. Then they're going to say, we have to merge the towns, and if we merge the towns, there'll be co-mayors until the next election. But as long as one of the 2 mayors is okay with the resort, it will be built. All right. That is also weird. Then she goes, I'm in, when she thinks Hickam is the mayor. And then as soon as she says I'm in, they go, sucks to be you. Lee's the mayor. She didn't sign anything. She didn't sign anything. She just said she was in. And these dumb idiots are like, oh, well, you said it. You got to. Have they ever watched a single court show, a single solitary day in their life?
Yo, gavel, gavel.
But she still is like, you're right, I'm still in. There's nothing I can do. All right, well, that's weird. But it's like, all right, I guess it makes sense. They're going to merge it, and then Lee is going to outwit, outfox, outsmart, outplay. What are the Survivor things? Maisie.
Outwit, outplay, outlast.
Outwit, outplay, outlast. Maisie, which I don't believe for a second, but that's what we're supposed to believe is Lee is going to outwit her. And then we're going to get one. And then we find out, here's the Cody Frizz curveball. Then they meet with 11 people. These 11 people, Elizabeth, Joseph, Minnie, Nathan, Florence, Ned, Hickam, Maysu. These people are nothing. They are wonderful human beings that are private citizens of society. And they are told, these 11 people, that if they are not unanimous on this merger, it won't happen.
Per Hallmark website, they're a town council.
They're the town council. Okay, well, I got news for you. What are the four dudes in the room with Maisie then? What are they?
They're the boys.
The boys.
Yeah.
They're the boys. So they agree to this. They are holding Maisie to a verbal agreement of this, and then they're not even agreed to it yet. They got to go back to their 11 randos who happen to be the 11 speaking parts in this show and ask them for a unanimous approval. They have to, not a simple 50-50 vote. It has to be unanimous. It is just unbelievable the hoops we're jumping through here for this show. I did not see Toby's math issues going 5 episodes, and I don't think any of us wanted it. And then that that's basically it. That's all I got.
Time
Mostly about
for
that.
Hopes
but
and
that's all
Valleys
we
is where we
got.
talk about what in this episode has given us hope for the future and or bumming us out. Jax.
Give me hope for the future. I love that our little Opal is drawn and might be an architect. I think it's sweet. I think
Little
she's
Opal.
a good.
Yeah, little in quotes.
She's grown up quite a bit. I'm excited to see where that goes. And
Opal
bumming
can
me out.
rent
Okay.
a car.
She can't actually.
She she can rent a car without any extra deposit.
Oh, yeah.
She can decline that liability insurance. She's met the 25-year-old threshold.
Yeah.
What is little Opal stuff?
She's had
do
enough
love
time in her
seeing
life
Opal.
to get in serious credit card debt.
Opal's a millennial.
Yes.
She Opal misses Blockbuster Video. I don't know what you
I think
want.
we
from
all
me.
do.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, that's great. And bumming me out is that Loretta Walsh, who I really love. I saw on Instagram that she did a play called Lifespan of a Fact that is a really fantastic play. And I was thinking about her and Joanna Newmarch, who just aren't being used enough this season, who are incredible actors. And it is bumming me out. We're spending time on things that we could be spending on with them, and it's a bummer.
Done.
My biggest fear is that we go this whole season without a kiss.
No way.
No way. I didn't.
If that happens, if we don't get a Nathan and Elizabeth kiss by the end of the season, we're not doing season.
I don't
12.
think we can in good faith.
Yeah,
They'll
we're
kiss.
done.
They'll kiss.
Go ahead.
No, I thought you were done. Go
That's
ahead.
basically it.
Okay. Mine is also kind of that, which is I had a huge valley in my soul, just a cavern appeared in my soul, which was this episode was set up like a mini Hallmark movie for them to kiss. We start with the all is lost moment where for some reason Elizabeth decides to rub Nathan or Lucas's arm for 15 to 20 seconds. Not like a second or two. Like if it's a second or two, Nathan is just being stupid. She literally looks at Lucas lovingly, touches his arm and rubs. If someone that's not my wife is rubbing my arm for 15 straight seconds, they won't be because I will be walking away. That is wild. That is a wild experience to sit there as your arm is continually over and over again for what seemed like a half an hour. So
No, but how would you feel, Dan, if I was rubbing Sarah's arm for 15 seconds?
that's different. I think that's different.
Just checking because Bramblefest is coming up.
Yeah. Of course, that's going to be a part of it for sure. So that we have the all is lost moment. And then we have the everybody's okay moment where literally we have a Nathan and Elizabeth conversation. We have a Nathan and Lucas conversation. And then we have a Lucas and Elizabeth conversation where Lucas, in no uncertain terms, basically says, hey, do what makes you happy. You can be with Lucas. That's not going to hurt my feelings. We did it all. And they still don't kiss. And I didn't go on a full rant because Brands was better than I could have ever imagined. It was wonderful and should make the best of. But we did all that. And my valley was by the end of this episode when they didn't kiss there on the porch stoop there or whatever we're calling it. As soon as that didn't happen, I realized 100% we were not having a wedding this season and we weren't having the end of the show this season and we were getting a season 12. At that moment, I knew season 12 was happening and there is no recovery from that.
Can you really have the show without Hope Valley?
I think they'll call it like Hope Hills. I mean,
Yeah, but it's different. It's not.
Yeah, because remember it used to be Coal Valley? Or what was it called originally?
I think it was Coal Valley. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, they've been on a journey.
Yeah, they sure have. But Hope Valley's home, you know? It's like,
Oh my God. Are you kidding me right now?
Hope Valley's home. Every week.
Great.
Remember
every
when Gallon
week,
killed all the miners?
every week, millions of people turn on their televisions to be comforted by the small town charm of Hope Valley. If you bring in Benson Hills, which is a bigger city, it no longer is this small town
It's
charm.
merging.
No, it's a big town. They're a big town at that point. Might as well take place in New York City. And I don't want that. I got enough
Might
of
as
that.
well take place in New York City.
I got enough
You're
of that.
just trying to sell this show.
No, I
being over.
got enough of that
I
in
will
my
say
life.
this,
I don't need that.
Virtually every second of every episode this season, I missed season 1 where Gallon is like a ruthless killer.
Oh, he was awesome.
Like he was unbelievable. And also I said it to Bran, go look up a picture of Gowan from that year. one of the most attractive human beings on planet Earth. Looks like a better looking Chris Pine. He's like 3-piece suit, the hat. Dude is like, he is just full on gangster, 1920s gangster. He's crushing it. Where's
He's
that?
the best.
Yeah.
He's the best. He's the best. Do we have a What's Calling My Heart
We do.
today?
I've heard from producer Aaron. It's the last one, and it is short but sweet. It's from Hillary Kovacs. Hillary, hi. She says, just wanted to make sure you had an appreciation email in the inbox this week about this week's When Calls the Heart episode. Thank goodness for Jax as always. Hoping the inbox settles down from the Hardys, Hillary, and the subject is horned up feels. So there you have it.
Well,
there you have it.
There you go.
We're continuing to provide those for you,
That's
Hillary.
exactly right.
Well, we did, everybody. Congratulations. We'll be back next week. Will they kiss? Who can say? But we'll be here to respond to it. Don't you worry.
They wouldn't.
Stay tuned tomorrow for a very fun episode. Friday for an interview. It's going to be a fun week here at Deck the Hallmark. Until then, maybe the first to wish you a Merry Christmas.
Deck the Hallmark's a Bramble Jam podcast is produced by Aaron Shea. For more information on Deck the Hallmark, you can go to deckthehallmark.com. For more information on the Deck the Hallmark family, you can go to bramblejamplus.com. Deck the Hallmark is presented by Philo TV. For a free trial of Philo, go to philo.tv/DTH.